Hey friends, today I want to talk to you about a new commandlet called get VMS device status. This commandlet is an alternative to the get VMS camera report commandlet. And the big difference is that it completes a lot faster than get VMS camera report. Just to demonstrate this, let's use measure command. This will let us run whatever command we put inside the script block here, and it tells us how long it took to execute. So let's do get VMS by status, and we'll pipe that to out grid view so we can look at the results. There we go, it's done in less than half a second. And here is what we get back. Let's zoom in. We have the device name and device type. So you'll notice that it says device name and not camera name. That's because get VMS device status gets more than just camera status. It'll get camera, microphone, speaker, or metadata. Basically any streaming device type that you can have on a recording server, it'll give you the status for that. And then we get information about the recording server that that device was on, and all of these status properties that the recording server API provides us. So we have whether motion is occurring, whether the recording server is recording that camera right now, if there's a database move or repair in progress. And then we have a few different error columns. So error overflow would indicate that the video or the metadata audio that we're receiving is coming in faster than we can get it to disk. And so frames are being dropped. The buffer is overflowing, and so frames get dropped before they can get to the disk. And then error writing GOP or GOP, that stands for group of pictures. And for the most part, when you're working with MPEG-based video, H.264, H.265, you're working with groups of pictures, and they have like different types of frames that go in a group of pictures. So you'll have key frames and B and P frames. Error writing GOP means some of those groups of frames didn't make it to disk. So it's similar to error overflow, but more of a error situation rather than a performance situation. So it could be that the drive letter is missing, or there's a permissions issue, for example. And we have the device ID so that we can refer back to the configuration for that camera or other device. And we have whether the device is started by the recording server, an overall error column that you can filter on. So this will be true if there are any errors. And we have error not licensed and error no connection, which means the recording server thinks that the camera is unavailable. It could be that the camera is unreachable on the network, or it could also be that for some reason we're not able to get a stream. So we ask for a video stream, maybe it comes back, it's UDP, but the firewall's blocking inbound UDP, so we can't get the video feed. Basically indicates that there's a problem, not necessarily that there's no network connection. Then the time column, that's the timestamp according to the recording server that returned the status to us. Okay, and then for a little extra background information, this is using the Recorder Status Service 2 API. So the status comes directly from the recording server, and we're calling the get current device status method. And that gives us back camera device status, metadata, microphone, output, and speaker, and input as well. So if I didn't mention it already, the input and output devices aren't included in the response for this commandlet. We'll probably add a get VMS IO device status command later. But because the status information for IO devices is a little bit different than the status information for streaming devices, we didn't want the single command to return results of different types. If that makes sense. So as far as the options you have when using this commandlet, there we go. Oh, get VMS device status. We can provide a recording server ID. and the ID is accepted as a from the pipeline by value, so or by name. So if you pipe a recording server like this, get recording server, oh, so that'll work as well. And if you omit the recording server, it'll just get all devices on all recording servers. And if you want to select the device types that you get status for, you can auto-complete them here. So camera, metadata, microphone, and speaker. You want all of them? Do that. And the results are in. And you'll see if we sort by device type, have all the types represented here. All right, I hope that was helpful. Check back later for more quick tips on new commandlets in Milestone PS Tools. See ya.